Well, it's the top of the hour right here on Weather Nation. We're joined by meteorologist Tim Jones in Hastings, Nebraska, where it's going to be hot and muggy today, and even got a chance for some storms to roll through. And Tim, always a pleasure to see you. What's it feel like out there? We're just getting past the 1 o'clock hour now. It's starting to get pretty warm out there, isn't it?
Yeah, the sweat index, is increasing. Lauren and I joked yesterday that how humid it was, and I was only about a 3 out of 10 on the sweat index. I'm about a 6 right now, but I tell you what, it would be worse if it wasn't for the wind. And today we're expecting southerly winds 10 to 20 with some gusts upwards of 30 miles per hour. And I get some a periodic breeze rather, and Kit, that helps a little bit, but right now I'm not getting much, and this is when you can really feel the heat and humidity. And of course, it's been a hot last couple of weeks, the week leading up to the holiday weekend and the holiday 4th of July. And of course, the 4th of July was hot as it was, but you know what? We got a little break from it. We'll get a break tomorrow, but it's summertime in Nebraska, so can't really make too much of it.
Yeah, and of course, with those temperatures being in the 90s, feeling like 100, or even the actual air temperature getting up past 100 in some places, like North Platte, I think is going to be upwards of 105 later on today. Whenever you get that wind, it's just that blowtorch. It's like holding a hairdryer in front of your face.
Yep, and you know one of my favorite sayings this time of year, because you were around me when I used it quite a bit, and we get the dew points into the 70s. I'll let you finish my sentence. It's the air you can
wear.
That's right, and that's what we have here. And of course, let's talk, Kit, real quick about why we're getting into the 105 range or even hotter out to the west, and that's because of the dew points. Now, here's a look at our current regional temperatures. Go over to Iowa. It's a little cooler, more seasonal here, where we're in the low to mid 80s, and we'll have those numbers coming our way tomorrow. But as you go to the west, we get in the heart of the Corn Belt from Omaha to Sioux City out here to where I am in central Nebraska. We've got those dew points fueling the fire, if you will. But off to the west, let's pull up those dew points, Kit. Let's talk about this, because you and I both know as you go to the west, we get into a little more arid kind of environment with that little less density or a little less moisture content in the air mass. So it's easier to heat up that air mass a lot quicker than it is here with those hot, humid conditions.
Yeah, and the thing is with the dew point, that's the measure of the water in the air. And water really takes a lot of energy to heat up versus dry air doesn't take a lot of that energy. Like you said, like I was saying, the high in North Platte is going to be upwards of 105. That's because it is so much drier out there.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, when we get the humidity levels and the dew points and those higher numbers, of course, with those help fuel those summertime thunderstorms. And of course, with that comes severe weather. And here's a look at our forecast highs for today. As you can see, Kit, we're nearing that 100-degree mark in many places, just off to my northwest in Kearney, over to the west in Holdridge, and go towards the Colorado border. We'll see those triple digits, and that's without the wind chill, the heat index as well. I was joking about wintertime before I came on the air, so somebody was complaining about the heat, and I said, just remember, in a few months we're going to be talking wind chill. So that's where that came from. But let's talk about that severe weather threat. There's a 2 out of 5 on the threat scale: Minnesota, northeast North Dakota, and portions of western South Dakota, Rapid City to the northwest. But here, I'm 1 out of 5 on the threat scale, a marginal risk. And I think we'll see a couple isolated scattered storms form just to my west or northwest here in the late afternoon, early evening hours. But I think that the main focus comes late evening to the overnight time frame, and those storms form closer to that Colorado border, Nebraska border, and then move off to the east. And I think a very good chance of some lingering showers and thunderstorms. I think the severe weather threat is later on tonight for us. And again, more of an isolated or at the most a handful of severe weather storms here, reports that is. But behind that front, some lingering showers and storms overnight towards daybreak and the morning hours on Monday, Kit.
And some of those storms in the morning could be pretty strong. We were looking at there, the last frame was about 4 a.m. Northern Nebraska starts rocking and rolling around that time. So a lot of folks could be waking up to severe thunderstorm warnings tomorrow morning.
Oh, absolutely. So, and we, we're weather wary here. We've had a very, very difficult last 6 weeks or so with all the large hail, the damaging winds. Heck, you can even go back to December 15th there, where we had a few tornadoes and some very strong winds and hail that really started all the damage in this area. That with siding damage, roof damage, some of those homes still haven't been repaired. And then we get the baseball-sized hail that we had here in Hastings and part of the town. Just as little as 4 to 6 weeks ago, and then that's on top of all the crop damage around here as well. So it's been a very, very difficult last 2 months for us here, maybe even 6 months, and the area. So we get usually one or two big events here in the late spring, early summer. Then things start to quiet down, but nobody wants any more severe weather, including yours truly.
Our field meteorologist Tim Jones out there in Hastings, Nebraska. Always a pleasure to chat with you, Tim. But let's go out to Viper Radar now. So we do have some active severe thunderstorm warnings we want to bring to your attention across parts of the I-94 corridor, around I-29 there, right around Fargo. Fargo, you are within a severe thunderstorm warning right now. Let's go ahead and get a count on this lightning. So there's quite a bit of it, a little over 400 strikes just within the last 10 minutes or so. And we can take a look from the local Fargo radar site, just outside of the Grand Forks area. But we see just this long line of thunderstorms that have really unlocked over the last hour or so. So let's put this into a loop really quickly. So you can see they just started forming right there along I-94 and have blown up into this complex line of thunderstorms. They're moving slowly to the east, very slowly. Detroit Lakes, Barnesville, out towards the Perham area. Eventually you'll probably see some thunderstorms rolling into your area. But this is, they're all warned for the same thing, 60-mile-per-hour winds, 1-inch diameter hail, so we could still see some pretty strong thunderstorms developing later on into this area. Of course, Tim was talking about how this is an area where we have that slight risk for severe thunderstorms later on today. Of course, we will be detailing this throughout the afternoon, and you can catch all of those warnings scrolling at the bottom of the screen. In the meantime, head over to our Facebook page. Send us any video that you get of the weather today.